Hi everyone, welcome to Della Does. If this is your first time watching any of my videos, thank you so much. You're very much welcome. And if you are returning, I appreciate you. Thank you for watching my videos. So today, this is part 2 of the previous video I did regarding graduating from CSM. Today, in continuation of that, I'm going to be talking about my lessons. So last week, or should I say 3 days ago, I was talking about my experiences and reflections, and then in this video I'm going to be talking about the lessons that were learned. So let's get straight into it. So the first lesson that I have learnt through that experience, and I think it was quite apparent in the video that the previous video to this one, was just to be kinder to myself, and that there is a lot of healing that I still need to go through. If you haven't watched the previous video, some of this may not make sense, so do encourage you to watch that video so it can make a bit more sense. But yeah, being kinder to myself, mainly because there was so many things that I was being avoidant of in terms of my mental health, just what was going on at the time, and I was just thinking about the finish line, and that was not helping me in any way, shape or form. It wasn't, it just wasn't. So I definitely say be kinder to myself. I think it's so hard in an environment where the work ethic is very much go, 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 go. And that's why I'm glad that I'm in a position right now where I can reflect and I can gain the lessons and collect lessons of that learning period of time in my life, and put them into practice. So yes, fashion and textiles is a thing that I love. It's a field that I love, I adore. However, there are things inside it that I'm not 100% for, and that is the kind of kill yourself to get to where you need to go kind of culture. Obviously not everybody subscribes to that, but that is quite common in that career, should I say. The second thing that I would say is for me to be very vocal about where I'm at, sorry. I was so used to just being on the go 24/7, to the point where when it really came down to it and I needed somebody to kind of just to be an outlet, I needed someone who was an outlet for me, or something that was an outlet for me. I couldn't do that because I couldn't, in my mind, I couldn't detach myself away from doing the things that I was currently doing, like doing the work, in order for me to finish the work on time and to a good standard. I think in hindsight, if I had somebody who I went to, or maybe a tutor that I knew that I could confide in, just going to them. I also feel like, though, sometimes one of the things that stops us, and it's a bit of a tricky one as well, because it's like, one of the things that stops us from speaking to the tutors about what we're going through is this idea of judgment. Like, you don't want to tell them your business or about your life, your private life, and how it's affecting you, because you don't want them to throw it back at you. And being someone who has done that before in different scenarios, I've experienced when that's been thrown back at me in such a horrible way. And I think that's why that kind of stopped me from being a bit more open about what I was experiencing at the time. So it's finding that balance, but also weighing up what the odds are, in terms of, I was in final year. If I had spoken up earlier, I would have been able to get more help, or maybe like an extenuating circumstance form, or just something that would help me, give me more time to get my mind to the place where it should be, in order for me to be able to create work and work to the highest standard that I could create. So I think it's a bit of balance. Sometimes it's kind of like fighting the fear of the judgment, but also not really caring about their perception or their judgment, because at the end of the day, you know what you're trying to achieve. So for me, for example, in that situation, I know I needed more time, but time was something that I just blocked out. I just thought I just had to complete this and do this in the time that I had. So I could have expressed how I felt and requested for that time, but I didn't, because I was in such a bad way and I couldn't put language to how I was feeling. So yeah, I don't know if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. If it doesn't, let me know in the comment section. If it does, also let me know in the comment section. I'm interested to know how current students are finding their experience right now. How do you communicate with your tutors? Like, what are the kind of things that you find difficult? Yeah, I'm really interested in that. I think it's so different for every person. I think another obvious one, which kind of, I think I've mentioned it already somewhere in this video, but this idea that I cannot create when I'm not my best self. It's just a given. Maybe some people are different. I know loads of musicians create when they're in a place of, when they're not in their best place. They really understand how to reach into that part of themselves where that can be their outlet in a very low place. Whereas for me, that is not the case. Okay, I can't do it. It's too much stress. It's just too much. I can't create when I'm in a very low place. And it doesn't mean that I need to be, in a very happy-go-lucky mood every single day in order for me to create. But I just need to be in a place where my mind is right, should I say. And in understanding that, I'm paying more attention to what I am feeding myself, being more reflective about where I'm at and how I do things. But also what I'm allowing in my space and what I'm allowing into my mind. So once you know what works for you, you find those things to help you get into position of those places. So yeah, I'd say understanding what works for you, and then just building around that. One of the other things that I've really learnt is the power of utilizing what is available around you, but also doing the research of what is available to you, because there is so much that you can tap into as a creative, as a human being. Like, we are people, we like to relate and we like to collaborate in so many ways. And I think sometimes sending that message, dropping into that DM, like, it can take you so far. Sometimes it doesn't, and that's okay. You just keep it moving. But I think it's so important to really utilize the different things that are available to us. So an example of this would be, if we're talking about uni, it would be, so my uni experience, we have a lot of different workshops available. So we've got the photography studios, you've got the videography studios, and then so with photography, you've got digital and analog. So analog being the old cameras where you process it, that is also available to you. And I would just really say explore all the different mediums that are possible. Have fun. Like, that is one of the things that really brings the understanding of what you like, what you dislike, what your process is. If you don't try something, you'll never know, and you'll just stick to what you do know, because that is the parameters which you set to what is available to you. So I'd say just really, just take advantage of the things that are available. Push the boundaries in that sense, not in a negative way where you're putting anyone in harm or you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing, but in terms of the way that you maybe have been taught what textiles or what art or what fashion is. Like, understand what it is and then understand how to break the boundaries a bit and to really push it to so it suits you, and it does take time. It does take collaboration, it takes exploration, it takes pushing the mark, it takes, fighting the fear and doing it anyway. It takes a lot, but when you do it, there's so much reward in that. So yeah, that I'd definitely say that. And then the final thing that I'd say is that uni will not teach you everything. I think I've done another video which will be coming out soon, about the things that uni didn't teach me. But in line with this lesson, I almost feel like uni was a start for me in terms of my exploration, let's just put it that way, into fashion and textiles. Like, it didn't teach me some of the things that I thought it would teach me in terms of fashion and textiles, or textiles in particular, textile print. It really picked at a few things and we explored into those few things, but it gave me a good rounded understanding of what is available. So I definitely learned that uni will not teach you everything. It's a way for you to have a taste to some degree of what it is like, and then make a decision whether it's something that you want to continue with or not. And it can go in any way depending on what you want it to go. Sometimes it's not even your choice. Sometimes it's just life that takes you down the route that maybe you want to go to, maybe you don't want to go to after uni. But it gives you an idea of what is out there, and then, you know, you can go with that. So yeah, those are some of my lessons. If any of you watching this has also graduated from uni, what are your lessons? I'm interested to know. What are the things that you felt like you maybe could have learned a bit more from, or wanted to explore more in your uni experience? Yeah, let's talk about it. But also, can we just get into this hat? I bought it a few days ago from TK Maxx, and I'm just loving it. I'm just loving it. But yeah, let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.